Hi guys, welcome to Finance by S. My name is Guna Esther, and in this video I'll be giving you the part 2 of the video on money market funds and why you should be joining money market funds and also investing with them, the benefits of the money market funds in Kenya. Before we get into the video, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and also put on the notification bell so that you're informed every time I post a video. These videos will really, help you improve your life. They will help you level up in terms of your financial life. So into the video. So the first topic is why you should be investing in a money market fund as a form of saving. And the first reason is that if you're saving, first of all, you should be looking for a savings account that gives you the highest possible interest rate on your savings. And there's no need of saving in a bank that gives you about 6.5 on the maximum when you could be getting an 8 or a 9 to 10% from a money market fund, yet the level of risk is the same. So you want to go for the one that gives you the highest possible attainable interest on your savings. The second reason is because of inflation, which has been going up in Kenya and also globally in most of the economies. So you want to invest in an institution that gives you or compensates you for inflation. Inflation being at 8.7, about 8.5%, you want to go for something that also gives you the 8.5 at bare minimum and more. And most MMFs in Kenya right now will give you about 8 to 10% on the maximum. The third reason still on interest rates is that money market funds compound money or compound your investment or compound interest on a monthly basis. Most of them it's monthly basis, others it's semi-annually. So they compound money for you and they do it automatically. What this means, and this is actually the catch, with money market funds. What this means is that your interest from, let's say you invest in January or you invest right after this video, we're in September. So your interest from the month of September will earn you interest in the month of October. Okay, so it's not just the principal that will be earning you interest in the month of October, meaning that your interest continues earning you interest, and that's the magical power of compounding, that interest earns you interest and not just the principal. And most money market funds in Kenya calculate interest on a daily basis, meaning if you join today, tomorrow you'll be earning interest, and then it will be compounded or added back to your principal at the end of the month, which will now start earning you interest for the next month. So that's the catch with money market funds. You barely get other like banks which compound your interest. First of all, it's usually based on simple interest, and then even for other assets that compound your interest, you have to do it, for most of them you have to do it manually. Like in the stock market, you have to, after you get your dividends or you get your capital gains, you add it back to your principal, or you add it back to your investment manually. They don't like reinvest for you, which is a plus for money market funds. Okay, you don't want to be struggling with, okay, I got this, so I need to add it back. No, they do it automatically. The other reason why you should be investing with money market funds is the low initial capital. With only 100 bob, and that's for Zimele, you're good to go. You're good to go with money market funds. But for most of them, you will need 1,000 shillings, 2,500 for 1,000 could be Britam, 2,500 that is Sanlam. CIC will need you to have 5,000. No initial fee, just your investment, and and now maybe the normal transaction fees if you're using M-Pesa, transaction charges if you're using M-Pesa, or a bank transfer. The other reason to invest in money market funds is that it is very liquid. It's easy to get in and get out. It's easy to invest your money and withdraw your money. Unlike a fixed account with a bank, which will require you to hold your money in the bank for a specific period of time so that you can withdraw the investment. If not, you actually get a penalty, like you lose your interest. Money market funds, if you want to invest today, you invest today. If you want to withdraw tomorrow, you can. Okay, though it's not economically feasible, but you can withdraw anytime and also invest and withdraw anytime, any day. You get your money. When you withdraw, you get your money within 1 to 5 days. For most of them, it's 1 to 3 working days. You get your money in your bank account. Investing, you invest anytime that you feel like. If you invest like today, by tomorrow, if you invested later in the day, by tomorrow, the next day, you have your account opened and already earning you interest. The other reason why you should invest is now the capital preservation. Money market funds guarantee capital preservation, that when you put your 10,000 today, at the end of the year you will also have your 10,000. Actually, as I said in another video in my TikTok, guys, follow me on TikTok for some more financial information that will help you upgrade your life. Is that money market funds guarantee capital preservation. Your money is literally safe. Even though there's no investment which is 100% safe, money market funds guarantee money market funds are among the safest forms of investing, unlike the stock market, whereby when the share price goes down, your capital is also, you lose your capital up to that point. Money market funds guarantee that your capital remains safe and it's only earning you interest. So having been persuaded to invest in a money market fund account, which is very, very highly recommendable, the next topic of the video will be the requirements that you need to start investing or saving with a money market fund in Kenya. So for the requirements, you will need, first of all, the money that you intend to invest in the money market fund. And as I have said, you can even start investing with 100 or 1,000 or 2,500 shillings, Kenyan shillings. Secondly, you will need your documents, and the first document is your ID or your passport if you're using your passport. For the ID, scan the front side and also the back side. For the passport, also scan the biodata pages. Then you will need a scanned copy of your passport size photo. You will need a copy of your KRA PIN certificate. You will need a copy of your Kenyan bank details, and for this you could use a copy of an original cancelled check or a copy of your ATM card. For this, scan the front side, or you can also use a copy of your bank statement showing up to 6 months. And then you will need, now as I said, the money, so you will also need evidence of the transaction. And if you're using M-Pesa, you will need the M-Pesa message that shows the reference number. You can take a screenshot and attach it to the email. You will also, if you're doing a bank transfer, you will need a copy of the bank deposit slip or a copy of the bank transfer statement that is sent onto your phone if you're doing it online via mobile banking, or a signed check. Another important point to note is that if you're tax exempt in Kenya, you also need, maybe due to disability, you need to attach a copy of this certificate showing that you're tax exempt. Now these are all the requirements that you need, but these are for individual investors. Chamas, like registered chamas or unregistered chamas, or corporates, body corporates like companies, have different requirements when joining money market funds, which I will do in another video if you want that video basically. But I will do that video especially for the registered chamas or unregistered chamas, because it's also another group that could be maximizing on money market funds. It takes me to my next video now. This takes me to my next topic, which is how to join a money market fund. And the first thing is, of course, to identify the fund manager, identify the company that you want to invest with, because there are very many companies that have unit trusts or that operate unit trusts in Kenya. And in my previous video, I did a video showing you all the criteria to consider before selecting a fund manager. So I'm gonna link it so that you can watch that and then come back and continue watching this in case you haven't watched. So after considering these criteria, you should actually list these criteria according to your preference, because investors are different. I might prefer a high interest rate, someone else will prefer the security that comes with a company that has been there for about 20 years, or that security. Another person will actually prefer the customer service. So we are very different, and so you should list all these criteria according to your personal preferences, and then now consider a fund manager that offers these at best. To select your fund manager, visit the CMA website, which usually outlines or gives an overview of the different performances of the different fund managers or money market funds in Kenya. This will give you a brief overview, and you can compare each one to the other. And after selecting, the next thing is actually you want to get in touch with your fund manager now. You want to inquire about the process and also the requirements they need. Though it's very important, I've already given you, I've given you this so that you already, you have the knowledge before you approach them, and you approach them as actually someone who knows what they're saying, and always guys, as a general rule of thumb, always do your research. Don't just rely on don't rely on, do your research basically. Don't rely on, you know, one person in investing. Okay, do your research, do your due diligence, and invest in something that you personally understand. So after doing your research, of course, by visiting their website, you know, and checking, yes, okay, this is how it has been doing. So you can get in touch with them through email or through phone, and these you will get on their different or respective websites, and then normally they reply within a day or within the day that you get in touch. And in the email that they reply in, they will also attach the application forms, which takes us to the next process, which is filling out these application forms and attaching the know your client documents that I had mentioned before in the video. So attach your ID or your passport, your, you know, carrying certificate, attach these documents, and also make the payment so that you can have the evidence of the payment to also attach in the email, and do send it to them. When you send it to them, they will acknowledge receipt and open for you your money market account, either within that day or in the next day. And just like that, guys, you have already, you know, opened your money market account and you start investing. The process of topping up is pretty easy. You can top up through their online portal or through a mobile, you know, app. Most of them have actually mobile apps which shows your portfolio, so you can top up through that M-Pesa, and then you send them an email, or you can also do it, yeah, actually that's the way. And also withdrawing, it's the same process, you know, you withdraw through the online portal or through the online app. And that's it, guys. That's the whole process of joining the money market fund. But I must also say that there are no, and this is me giving a disclaimer, that there are no investments which are 100% sure. You know, during times of systemic risks like COVID-19, like a risk affecting the whole industrial market, your capital could be lost in a money market fund. But during these times, the wise thing to do is to withdraw your, you know, you withdraw your money or your investment before such risks. And the other important point that I want to tell you is that you also don't want to use the money market fund as your sole investment. It's at the bare minimum, you know, because of its low risk. It also means low return. So to attain financial freedom, you want to check out the stock market, the bonds market, and real estate, which I will be talking about in my channel. So do subscribe to get all these, you know, wow, gold. For lack of a better term, I feel like this information is gold and it's free, so you have no reason not to subscribe. Kindly subscribe, okay? Yeah, so don't use a money market fund as your sole investment, because this will, as I said, not take you to financial freedom. So you want to check out the stock market and also other assets, like even actually the best thing is to open a business. Yeah, entrepreneurship is king. As promised in my last video on money market funds, if you haven't watched it, kindly watch it. I'm going to give you my top 3 preferred money market funds or fund managers in Kenya, and I'm going to mention them in no particular order. That is CIC, Sanlam, and NCBA, okay? Use that as a kickstart and do your research. Don't purely just invest because I said NCBA or CIC. Research, you know, choose what you want, choose what you know is best for you, and invest. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. In my next video, I'll be talking about the stock market, that is shares or equities, and also kindly subscribe and give it a like, share the video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.